So good evening, sis. Well, it's evening for me. Good day. How are you? How has your day been? Happy holiday. I presume that you have had a good holiday so far. Thank you so much for doing this with us. And for those that are listening, I'd like to invite Miss Mary Atinuke Oseni as our guest for today on the Startup Corner Nigeria April 2026 knowledge sharing session. She will be talking to us about growing our businesses, what financial considerations should we be looking at. So, Miss Mary, you have the floor. Please introduce yourself first of all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I really appreciate the convener of this webinar for the opportunity to speak. My name is Mary Atinuke Oseni. I'm a chartered accountant with almost 15 years of work experience. I'm also a tax practitioner working in the maritime presently. And I also have interest in consulting for small businesses because I believe small businesses is the backbone of the economy, and that is where and how the economy can grow. So I will be speaking with us today, and I believe every one of us will have an enjoyable moment. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. So we are going to go straight into it, and I'm trusting that you're going to talk us through what we should be looking at regarding our bookkeeping, regarding what finances, raising money, whatever it is that you have on your notes. I don't want to hinder your flow by giving you. When we get to the question and answer time, then I'll ask you very specific questions. Right
Okay.
now, I just love you to share from your wealth of knowledge. You've been consulting for small and medium businesses. You have been a tax consultant. What do you want business owners to take away from this conversation? And particularly around the issue of taxation, because that's a hot topic in Nigeria today. I really like to hear from you. What should we be doing as business owners, particularly around our taxes? But please don't limit it to taxes. Talk to the entire what 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 should we be looking out for when we are talking with our accountants as business owners. So when we get to the question and answer session, if I have
All
any
right.
additional questions, I will highlight. So please, you have the floor. You have about 20 minutes to speak to us. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you once again. I'll be driving straight into the introduction. And basically, the introduction goes us. Small and medium enterprises are the engine of Nigeria's economy, as we all know, across industries from agriculture and services, fashion to technology, and other manufacturing sector. SME drive innovation. They create jobs and they sustain livelihood. Nigeria is home for over 40 million micro, small, and medium enterprises, making this sector the backbone of the private enterprise in the country. Despite their importance, many Nigerian SME face one persistent challenge across like access to smart and sustainable finances. Some have challenge of structure, some have the challenge of how to bridge the gap between the end users. So looking at the introduction, SMEs, everyone had one idea or the other which they wish to sell. But the first thing that must be in place is structure. But whereby the SME does not know or have any idea about structure, as the business grows, there will be some struggle, which on the long run might not make the SME to grow to its full capacity. Let's take for an instance, maybe a baker, a baker who had the idea of creating, making different snack, confectionery to the end user. You know, the baker started well. Okay, the idea is to provide a solution to the economy. SMEs are service provider that they are providing solutions. So it is that solution that you sell. But in a situation whereby you do not know how to structure how to business, you do not know what to do part time, there will be a challenge. There will be the challenge that you will face while growing. So you should put structure in place. How do you put structure in place? For instance, you have the vision for the future. You have the long-term vision for the business. Okay, you started. Okay, this is the name of my brand. As you created the name of your brand, I believe you should be able to guard that name as you are building on your activities daily by rendering services. As you render that services, people had started knowing your brand. They have gotten interested in your brand. But first thing you should do is to make you should register that name so that on the long run
I can't seem to hear you anymore. If you are speaking, I can't hear you anymore. Hello? Hello, I can't hear you.
can you still hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh,
Okay, keep going.
okay. Where did I stop that you heard me from?
I heard
Okay,
that
let
you
me
need
start again. I said that as a
how
small business.
structure. How do I build structure? Yeah, please go on from there. Thank you. Keep going.
Okay. I said, as a business, you should put structure in place. For instance, a baker, you've started building on your brand. You've been rendering the services, and your customers, they are aware of your services and they are enjoying your services. You have a name. The first thing you should do is to put a structure in place by registering your business, either as a business name or as a limited liability company. When you registered it, you formalize the name and then your brand is protected. Because if you do not protect your brand on the long run, and maybe you've bear that name for you've traded with that name for like 5 years, and someone elsewhere is interested in that name, and the person had gone ahead of you to register, you will lose that name. And when you do not have that brand name again, when you do not have that brand name and maybe you found an alternative name, your customers may not be very sure that it is still these services that we enjoyed from that brand that we are still going to enjoy on this new name. So it is first thing first, try to formalize your business name or your company name by registering it. By that, you've protected it. The second thing you should do is to keep the proper books of your account. You keep proper books of your account, documenting. You don't just do business. Sometimes some business owners, they trade, they sell, they purchase some things, and they do not even know maybe they are making profit. Maybe during those business times, their spouses, their family members could even inject finances into their business, which is helping that business to grow. They do not know actual, they do not know their numbers. So you have to know your numbers by keeping track of your income and your expenses. You can do that even as a layman. You can do that even if you do not have maybe a diary that you keep track of your record. You can assign a bank account to that your business, and you must separate your business from yourself. You must separate your business from your personal account. How do I mean? All the income in your business, let it be for your business. Keep it in a separate account that you have opened for your business. All the expenses, keep it for your business account. Let it be on that business alone. And then, even if you do not keep any record, that it is only your bank account that you keep, you can easily give it to um an accountant, a consultant to please prepare your books for you, either preparing your P&L, your balance sheet, your cash flow part time, and that will be easy. You'll be able to track what profit you make in a particular time, in a particular month, or what profit. Also, when you are getting assets, you can get assets for your company, for your businesses. It will be in the name of your business because this asset is used solely for your business. It should be factored into that business. You know, maybe now you have a shop, maybe you are the owner of your building and you allocate a shop within your building to your business. That shop has a cost. You understand? It has a cost. So even if you are not paying rent, there is a way that the cost of that shop can be factored into your business because it is a cost of service. It is part of what you use in generating your.
I can't hear you again. Oh, I can't hear you. So while we are waiting for her to come back, I'll just keep
I'm on
speaking.
the call. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Please go on.
I'm still on the call. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. At some point, I couldn't hear you, so I just wanted
Oh,
to feel it so that we won't have
oh, maybe it's network.
the network. So
Oh,
I heard you say that if you
maybe
are
it's network.
if you're not paying rent, you still need to factor in the cost of rent. So that was last I
Yeah.
heard.
Okay, the cost of rent. So the first option was that you should structure your business and register and get your business registered. The second one is that you should separate your business from your personal self. Separate your business from your personal self by keeping proper books of account. Then the third one is your financing your business. Financing your business, this is another thing you must put in place. If your business had structure, it will be easy for you to get finances from maybe banks, maybe grants. But if your business do not have structure, you do not have a brand name, you do not keep proper book of accounts, the bank, even at the very grassroots, cannot give you any support because you do not have a record to present to show how far you've been coming. So keeping that proper books of account will help you gain access to finances with third parties, with banks, with financial institutions, even from the government. There are some grants that some businesses are taking advantage of because they had put structure in place. So when you are trying to conceive an idea to start a business, you should put structure in place. We also were fall victims in the time past of building stuffs, building businesses that would now everything as we grow, we got more knowledgeable, and that is how your business will thrive on the long run. So we've mentioned three challenges now that should be something of high consideration for SMEs so that you can have your business in good shape. So also, you know, when you get finances from banks, your record will be an asset. When you have a record, it can even help the financial institution to give you a more friendly rate of borrowing. A more friendly rate of borrowing. You can by that negotiate to the financial institution that, oh, this business is thriving, we are doing our best, and with the negotiation, you can be considered and given a very friendly rate that is even more better than the general rates that is given to the public. So, as a business owner, for your business to grow on the long run, the picture in your head is big. You are trying to like, oh, I want my business to become an international brand. But all these international brands that we see, they started little. So you can start little. You can start little by keeping your data, making your data record, something that you can go back. When you make sales, even I myself, when I started doing my business, I just doing it like, okay, like this is a side gig, this is gig. But later I started having the big picture in my head that, oh, this then I won't be able to track how far I've gone. So even if you've not started, one thing you should do, dedicate an account for your business. If you have 3 accounts, don't let your customer pay into all your 3 accounts. Dedicate one account. Just dedicate it. Anything you want to do, income for your business, let it go into that account. Expenses for your business, let it come out of that account. And you'll be surprised how you'll be able to track how your business is going. And one more thing you should do as a business owner is you should pay yourself. You should pay yourself. When maybe as you do your business, just think that, okay, you have needs as a business owner, and you are the one. It is your energy, it is your skill that you are using in growing the business. Sit and talk to yourself. Okay, how much salary do I think I want to earn? Okay, you can just say, okay, this every month it must be something that is like documented, something that when you want to do some things, so if when you want to carry out some steps in business, there will always be like board resolution. There will always be, when did the board agree to this? You can just write a resolution in your diary that, okay, I have resoluted this date, so that I will be paying myself this salary. So when you pay yourself this salary, transfer that amount out of that your business account, transfer it to your personal account. So all your expenses can go out, all your personal out from your personal account. So every month, if you decided that, okay, my salary, I'll be paying myself 150,000 a month, pay yourself the 150,000. If you have money, if you know how your business is going, every month, January, pay 150,000 to your personal account. February, March, and at some point there might even be that you do not have funds to pay yourself. If you are preparing your books of account, it will be as a liability to the company that, oh, the company is owing me this month's salary. At a later time, when your business makes sales and you make profits, you can pay the money. That is how business grow. You understand? That is how business grow. It will not be so good. You go to your business fund, you buy ashwebi, you buy coleslaw, you buy ice cream. You will be killing the business. Just resolute within yourself that I will be paying myself this salary, and let it be something that is reasonable, not to kill the business. So when you are paying your salary, that will be there, that will be recorded, and you have a structure. Then the fifth one is when you've recorded all your business activities, it will be easier for you to know that how much tax I'll be paying. We know we are in a regime now that the government is not playing with taxes. But if you do not have a proper record, the taxman can just slam you any amount of tax, and you must pay it. They will even tax you, and there will be liability there. There will be penalties, there will be interest on that fine, on that tax, because you did not pay it on time. But when you've put a structure in place, you have kept your record, you have separated your business from your, even as a layman, Okay, if you know all your income, you know your expenses, then you will know that okay, in this month, this is the profit I make. And using the tax calculator, you'll be able to know that this is the tax I supposed to pay in this month. And by that, you can go forward to make payment of your taxes. But if you don't keep record, you will not be able to know if you are to pay tax or not. But the tax man, because they have access to your bank information somehow, they will visit you one day and they will tell you that, madam, you have not been paying your taxes. You are doing business. We know that there had been inflows in your account. And then they give you the your assessment that this is the tax you will pay. It will become a problem on your business. It will become something that if you are not careful, it might kill your business because you will not be encouraged to go further. But when you are keeping your record, you'll be able to know that this is the tax I'm to pay. And then you will be able to pay it at the right time. Even when you are keeping your proper record, there are some times that you keep proper books of account and the tax man will bring you assessments. When they bring you assessment that this is your assessment, this is your the taxman can even calculate your revenue as a profit. Your revenue is not your profit. Your revenue is just your income because there are cost of service, there are cost of sales that should be matched to the inflow, to be matched to the revenue. Then there is how you can get your profit. So when the taxman even come with assessment that you are paying this tax, you will say no, this is my record. You will be able to even stand with the taxman and say this is my record, this is the profit I make, and this is the taxes I taxman makes mistake. Oh, but if you do not keep proper books of account, they will take advantage of you and you will be losing money by paying those taxes. And even you can even lose your business because you might not be encouraged to run the business again when your tax liability is high, is killing the business. So one thing you should do is to put structure in places by making all these listed points, by following them guided consciously, so your business will be able to thrive. So your business need to grow. You know, the government are not is not even the government is not even thinking of killing businesses. We can see that the new tax law that commenced January, they are giving consideration to SMEs. How do I mean? They are giving consideration to SME. Look at the new tax law that is that if your revenue, if you have a revenue of 1 naira to 100 million naira, a revenue of 1 naira to 100 million naira, you are not expected to pay CIT, that you are not expected to pay company income tax. That is a good consensus for business to grow. And that is how you can take advantage of the tax law to grow your business. So I believe any company that is registered as a liability company now, that is a small company, that you have maybe an annual revenue of maybe 1 to 100 million, you have the grace to grow. Because when you are growing now, all your profits that the tax man supposed to apply 30% rate, it is on your profits, it is on your profits after your cost of service, after your salary, after your depreciation. That is where you apply the tax rate. Maybe for instance now, you made a sales of maybe 50 million in a year, and then maybe your cost of service or cost of sales, those are the costs you use in incurring that your revenue. Maybe they are 30, maybe the total is 30 million, and then you have a profit of 20 million. Normally, you ought to pay 30% of that 20 million as a profit, as a tax. But because of this new tax law, you will be saving that 30% and the 70%. So you can use that profit to acquire assets for your business. And your business is expanding. Your business is growing. So it is when you document that you know your stand. That is when you can actually enjoy all these things. It's not complicated. It's not a complex situation. There are some people I discussed with during that new tax law. They were panicking. Oh, they were panicking. They were asking questions. They were like, oh, the tax man has come to kill my business. I was like, calm down, get knowledge. This regime is a regime for you to grow. It's a regime for you to be for your business to grow. So just get knowledge and then your business will be able to grow. Thank you. I think maybe I think I've come to the end of a section now. I think my time is still on, right?
Okay, yeah. So as much as possible, I
Moderator.
wanted you to exhaust. Yes, thank you very much. I wanted you
Hello,
to
can you
exhaust.
hear me?
So can you hear me?
Yes, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
I
Okay.
can hear
Please,
you.
I wanted you to exhaust everything in your notes because this finance matter is a serious matter for businesses. I've made
Okay.
quite a lot of questions that I
So
would like to ask. So if you still have anything you want to finish with, please go ahead.
no, I'm done. So because this is the basis of how to grow your business. This is the basic
All right,
things you
because
need
I
to
don't want
do.
to stop you. That's why I was saying that I want you to finish everything that is on your mind because I have quite a number of questions for you. So I'll go on to my question time if that's okay by you.
Yes, go
Can
on
I
to your
go ahead?
question.
So the first question I have, if I've traded with a particular name and now because but it wasn't registered and now I have to change my name, how do I navigate? What do I do?
Sorry, I didn't get
What
that.
do you do? So let's assume that I've traded with the name Oluwabi and Sons. I've
Yeah,
opened an Instagram account. So I've been working, send business. People know my business as Oluwabi and Sons. But now,
yeah.
when I came to register my business, I realized that Oluwabi and Sons was already taken. And one other thing I learned from my lawyer was that Oluwabi and Sons may not even be taken. But for example, if someone has registered
Okay.
Oluwabi and Children, I will not be able to register Oluwabi and Sons because the names are too close to one another. I'll need you to
Yeah,
confirm that. So anyway, I'm trying to register, and because maybe someone has taken the name or a name that is similar to my name, I'm now not able to register Oluwabi and Sons. So
yeah.
now maybe I have to now change it to OOSI, something like that. And so now that's what is available. How would you recommend as a business owner? I've already made that mistake of not registering before starting to build the brand. How would you recommend for
Okay.
someone in that place to
So maybe
recover?
you have a
And sorry,
brand name.
and also, yes, you have a brand. Also, please address that point about that. Even if it is not the exact name that is registered, if there's a name that is close enough to it, you may not
Okay.
be able to register it. Thank you. So
Okay.
that's my first question.
Okay. Okay. Let me go to the answer for this. So if that name that you have been using is no more available, maybe due to another person is bearing the name, or the name is close to the name of another individual, or one issue or the other is in place that you cannot use that name. One thing you will do is you can just find another name. You find another name and you register another name. And if that name is registered, you will do something to notify. You can just create an awareness that we are rebranding. You can just create an awareness to your customers as, oh, we are rebranding. We are just trying to put some structures in place. You notify them with you create an awareness, but you let them know that we are rendering same service and a better service which you would always enjoy. So let them know. You create that awareness within them. So when they get that notification that, oh, same business but better services,
I can't hear you again. I can't hear you anymore. If you can still hear me, please, if you can hear me, please let me know. So while
I
I'm
can hear
waiting for,
you.
okay, yeah, okay, please go on. Please go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go on.
Oh, sorry for the network inch. I
No
said
worries.
one thing you can do is to carry your customers along. you can just create an awareness that we are rebranding with a better product, with a better service. Let them know. We used to see some filling station that we just like change name, some we just go into another franchise, they will use another name. They have to create that awareness to their customers that we have a better service in place to satisfy you. Our customers are still our priorities. We want to serve you better. That is why we are doing this. You understand? So you have to create that awareness to your customers, because it is your customers that will make your business grow by them patronizing you. So you do not take any chances for them to go. Just create that awareness, that strong awareness to them that this same business, we are coming back, we are here, we are rendering a very better service, we are making use of more technology to satisfy you. So just create that awareness and register that new name and continue your business. Your business will keep thriving based on the foundation that you have built before.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And we can actually dwell a lot here because sometimes it may not even have anything to do with your brand name. In some cases, some people maybe they have built they've built on a particular platform, let's say for example, Instagram, and for some reason your account gets banned or shadow banned or something, and you want to start all over again. This same counsel that she has given also works in that way. And one thing that I've learned, I've
Yeah.
seen some people do is that when they have to make those changeovers, sometimes they make it a major production. They do skits around it. You can even get people to, make some funny memes, make it something educational. Say stuff about, so it's not easy to have to be changing the names on our logos. Make content around it. Let's see you actually as you are transforming from who you were to who you are becoming. Sell a narrative around it. Don't just let's be wondering, is it the same person? Is it not? Don't be quiet about the change. Make it such that we know that you are changing, particularly if it was actually beyond your control. So many things happen for some case. For some people, someone could come and be contesting your name. There could be litigation around it. So don't just change quietly. Let your customers know. Thank you very much for your answer to that question. So the next question I have for you, which numbers should I be keeping track of as a business owner? Because you said, oh, make sure you know your numbers. What numbers? What am I supposed to be looking out for? I just started business. I'm selling shoes and bags. What numbers should I be looking? Should I be keeping track of in my diary or my Excel sheet? Etc. That's the question. Did you hear me? Hello, if you're speaking, I can't hear you. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay, so did you hear the question? Now I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Did you hear the question I asked? The next question.
Yes, I heard the question. I heard it
All right.
about
All
which
right.
numbers you should keep.
Should I be keeping track of as a small
Yeah,
or startup
yeah,
business owner? What should I be
yeah.
looking out for? Thank you.
Okay. You should keep track of your sales. Your sales. That's your revenue. That how much did I sell in this month? Your sales. Then you should also keep track of your expenses. Your expenses like cost of sales. Like, okay, let's say for instance, you sell shoes. How much did you sell this shoe? You sold many type of shoe. Okay, what is the total revenue you generated from the sales of the shoe? Then your expense. What was the cost of buying that shoe? That's your expense, part of your expense. What is the cost of buying that shoe? Okay, maybe now when you went to buy the shoe, there are some shipping costs. What is the cost of the shipping? It's part of the expenses. Maybe now you pay rent. What is the cost of the rent? some you break that rent down into monthly portions, because that is when you can actually know, because it will not be okay for you to, maybe you rent a shop, and maybe you bought maybe you bought, let's use another item, maybe you sell, maybe some you sell maybe some maybe you are into selling of televisions, and maybe you sold televisions worth maybe 500,000 in a month. And maybe the cost of those televisions that you sold, maybe when you buy them, you actually bought them to for maybe 350,000 naira. So maybe you paid rent, and maybe your rent for a year is maybe 300,000. You are not going to carry that whole 300,000 and put it in a month. You know, Normally that 300,000 should be divided into 12 months, because you are going to use 12 months to make sales. You are going to use, because that 300,000 is for 12 months, so it will give you the portion of rent that you allocate to a month. Then also your salary also is part of your expenses. You've already deducted your salary. All these costs are costs of doing that business. Then after, so you must keep track of your revenue, how much sales you made, what are the various expenses you incurred in that particular time. So, and then you can also keep track of maybe your volume of your customers, the numbers of customers, maybe in a month, for you to track. Maybe you need to do more marketing. Okay, how many customers are now aware of my business? Okay, I have 3 customers this month. Oh, I got another one customer in June, so I have 5 customers now. you know when maybe one customer leave, you can actually track, oh, one customer has left, what's happened. Not that you know you just do your business without numbers. So your numbers will help you to pause at a time and look at, oh, I did better last month, why am I doing lesser this month? You understand? Okay, I did better last month, I did more better this month, oh, I should do more better than this month. So it's your numbers will help you to it will help you to monitor your growth. And then where there is maybe a decline, you can put more energy to grow, unlike where anything goes. So keeping track of your revenue, your sales, your expenses, your the number of your customers, that will help your business. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate that robust response. So we should be keeping track of our revenue. That which is revenue is basically coming out of sales, how many things we sold or what services we've given. We should be looking
Mm,
at our expenses. We should be looking at the number of customers. Perhaps we're checking our inventory as well for people who have.
yes, your inventory too. Your inventory
So
too.
you don't run out of stock, and then
Yeah,
people are ordering and you didn't plan well.
yeah.
Okay, so the next question, I'll move on quickly to the next question. How do I factor in rent when I'm not paying rent? So, you have given that as an example that some costs that maybe you are not already incurring them, but
Okay.
that's because you are there.
Okay.
So, for giving the example of rent, or maybe, I don't know, maybe if somebody is giving, I think it's easy for you to be able to do like diesel or whatever, but rent, I'm using the front of the shop of my house. How do I factor
Okay.
this?
Okay. 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 Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay. For you that you are not paying rent, actually that shop you are using, it add a cost. You understand? It can be valuated. You can be valuated, and like, okay, what's like, maybe you are buying it. Okay, it is you are the one that built the shop, you built it with your house. You can just value that. Okay, what is the value of this shop? The shop actually has a value. So you can like, okay, for me, if I want to buy this shop from a realtor, how much does it worth? So you can factor like, okay, if I want to buy this shop, the shop is on the land, you can just say, okay, after getting a value, you can if you can actually, if for me, if like I'm an accountant, I can reasonable value a shop that I have and then put the value in my books, and I will run with that value for life on my business. Like I can say, okay, this shop worth 10 million if I want to buy it. So that 10 million will be documented that it is part of your capital. That 10 million is part of your capital for starting that business. So on a yearly basis, it will be depreciated. There will be a value of that 10 million that would be recognized as depreciation, you know, as depreciation in your business. What is depreciation? Depreciation is a portion of an asset that you've benefited, you've enjoyed. That, let's say, that is the portion of an asset that you've enjoyed the value. You understand? You've enjoyed the benefit. So now let's say that 10 million is the cost of that shop, and then it is estimated that that shop that shop will run for 10 years. So that 10 million would be will be will be assessed that this 10 million is worth 10 years. So we are going to have a portion of that 10 million at the particular point. So it is that particular portion of that 10 million we will depreciate out of that cost, that 10 million. Then that will be our cost of that shop for that year. So it's just that we will value the shop, we'll put a cost to the shop. Then after valuing it, we can assess that this is a portion of this 10 million that we've enjoyed. So nothing is free, because if you did not value it, it will just like it will make your profit to be high in the real sense. Your profit will be high in the real sense, and then it will make you to pay more tax. You understand? When your profit is high, you pay more tax. But
Okay.
the right thing you should do is for you to put a value on that shop.
Okay, so just a follow-up question based on this, your answer. So when you say I should put a value, can I just pick any value in the sky, or are there like is there a guide? Because for example, I sell real estate, and what I probably would recommend for someone who is trying to get that kind of value is to ask that if I was to rent this shop, assuming I wasn't paying, it wasn't mine, if I was
Mhm.
to rent this shop, maybe to check what shops around the same area are going for, particularly in terms of rent. Because if you didn't own it, I'm not sure you'll be buying. I think you'll be renting. And so
Yeah.
I would say that perhaps you should check around and see how much people are renting shops that are like your shop around the area.
Yeah.
So you have
Yeah.
a sense of how much you put in. So I'm going to put a pause on my very technical questions. We are going to come back to them. But in order to, I'm trying to make sure that this podcast is relatable. So I'm going to ask you a question that I'd come across online. I'd actually shared it on the Facebook group, the Facebook page as well. And so there's this tweet from someone called Pizza. It says, so your man's younger sister graduates with no job. You own a thriving skincare business. So you bring her in as a sales girl and you pay her 150,000 naira monthly. 3 months later, you discover she has been stealing products to sell on the side. You fire her, and suddenly your husband's mother is calling you, saying you're wicked and you're trying to destroy the family over small cream. Then your husband tells you to just take her back to keep peace in his family. As a woman, what would you do? So if you had a client who came to you with such a challenge, how would you advise such a client? Can
Hello?
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear the question?
Please come again. Sorry, due to internet break.
Okay, so this is a tweet. I'd come across it online. I will read it again.
Okay.
It says it's from someone called Fiza. It says, so your man's younger sister graduates with no job. You own
Okay.
a thriving skincare business, so you bring her in as a sales girl and you pay her
Mm-hmm.
150,000 naira monthly.
Mm-hmm.
3 months later, you discover that she has been stealing products to sell on the site. You fire her, and suddenly your husband's mother is calling you, saying you're wicked and trying to destroy the family over small cream. Then your husband tells you to just take her back to keep peace in his family. As a woman, what would you do? So I asked that, assuming you had a client in this situation, how would you advise your client?
Okay. Let me just share out what I heard about this. Is that you took one of your family members in as a sales rep, and you decided to be paying 150,000 salary. So every month you've paid her. She had worked for you 3 months. Then
Mhm.
later something happened. Then you
That you
fired her.
discovered that she has been stealing your products and selling them on the site.
Oh,
And it's your husband's sister.
okay. She had
So
been stealing your products.
it's the woman's husband's sister, and she
Okay.
discovered. So she goes ahead to fire the young lady, and then the
Okay.
mother-in-law is now calling her, telling her that she's
Okay.
wicked, that she wants to destroy the family over small claim.
Okay. Okay.
And then the husband
Okay,
tells
I
her,
heard your question now. So
okay, so
one
you
thing, I
please
think
go ahead.
one thing I should understand about this is that, at as best as this lady who had this business should do, is that maybe she had put a bit structure in her business. There was a structure in her business, then she was paying salary, then later she discovered that this lady was, what would she do if the lady wasn't a family member? You understand? Because there's this saying that says, business succeeds when friends and family pay for services rendered. If you are treating her, if you are not treating her officially how you would treat other staffs, I think she should not be in the business, because that will cause an havoc in the business. So maybe now let's look at, she now fired her to go. Maybe one thing she should have done is, maybe instead of that, because she took the, maybe that lady, maybe whenever she discover that anyone is stealing her product, she will fire them. That's her own structure. Her own structure is firing. Maybe assuming she had put another structure, like, okay, once you steal my product, I'm going to give you 2 weeks suspension without pay as a punishment. So when you give 2 weeks suspension without pay, and then the person starts the work again, and then you now caught the person stealing again, you can then expel. So I think, because the mother, not even because the mother in-law was talking, or maybe the husband pleaded to take her back, she can just consider to take her back. You understand? Or maybe just give her 2 weeks suspension without pay. Then whenever she does another thing, she should expel her, because she should let them know that this is not a family, this is a business. You understand? This is a business. In family, we are still able to be together. Business, let this business have that social, that business is business. There was one type of business I was doing one time like that. You understand? People now seeing me, they were not seeing me as the business. So they were not seeing that thing we were doing as a business. They were seeing it as family, and the thing started causing trouble within the family. So I now was like, God, what will I do? I started to, like, I was trying to now put structure in place. Like, this is not a family, this is a business. So she can take her back, and then make things official. Then whenever she does anything, let it be a corporate measurement punishment. You understand? Let her understand that we are not doing family here. When we close from business, we will do family, but this is a business. So that's what I have to say. Hello?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'd just like to add my few cents to that. I think first and foremost, she shouldn't have hired the sister-in-law without taking her through a proper interview to start with, because that already by itself is nepotism. By the time people don't go through, everyone doesn't get hired the same way. You should, like you originally said,
Mm-hmm.
it should be structure in your business,
Yeah.
even to the point of hiring. Because many times when
Yeah.
you say my family member did this, it's because you did not start them off on structure. So if they
Yeah.
come, they bring their CVs, then they will go through a proper interview. And then you have
Yeah.
a competent panel that will check and make sure that
Yeah.
they are
That's
well
it.
suited for the role. And then when they get the role, if you have a good structure in place, the sales girl should have been reporting to maybe the operations manager. She should not be
Yeah.
having it shouldn't be a direct line to you immediately. If you
Mm-hmm.
are caught stealing, there should be a process that you go through, and then you so that whether it's her or it's somebody else, once there is a
Yeah.
process, like Mary said, you're applying the rules across board so that
Yeah.
you don't make up the rules along the way. And the issue of people stealing from their employers is not a new thing. So as a business owner, you should already have, while putting your structure in place, you should have those processes that they go through that will make it so when you're onboarding them, they sign whatever it is, you sign that I will not steal from you. If I steal, these are the consequences. So she has already signed it upfront. So by the time you are applying the consequences, it is based
Yeah.
on mutual agreement. So there is no case of let me beg her or not beg her. You have a
Yeah.
board. And if your company
Yeah.
is well structured, you should have a board of trustees. So it won't be a
Yeah.
case of person making unilateral decisions. So the reason why they can come and beg you is because they know that your word is final. But if they
Yeah.
understand that this business is a properly run business and
Yeah.
where I cannot just make unilateral decisions. They can't come and
Yeah.
beg you. You have to go
Yeah.
and right. And
Yeah.
then
They have to write it down.
I also like that you highlighted the point about that it shouldn't be your first step as a business owner should not be to fire your employees initially. You should have
Yeah.
middle steps before you get to the point of firing when they are
Yeah.
repeating. I just
Yeah.
wanted to put that in. Thank you so much for that answer. I like it. So my next question, what should a business owner do? That's how should before they begin to approach banks for loans or looking for investors for their business, what are the triggers that they should be able to look at and say, oh, I'm ready to expand to the point of either getting a loan or bringing on investors? And when they make what should they look at to make that decision? And when they do make the decision, how should they prepare for that point of expansion where they are getting capital inflow into their business?
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Before they start approaching um financial institutions or any parastatal for facility, there should be a structure. Everything is in on structure. You should keep your proper record. You know, there was there was someone, a business owner. He was trying to get a business deal from an international company, I think. So he was trying to so they gave him the requirement that okay, these are the requirements you should meet before we can start giving you contracts. You know, the person is a small business owner as well. So so and then you should get your tax clearance also, you should get this, you should get that. So it was that tax clearance that even boxed me, because on getting this tax clearance, the information he gave to to get that tax clearance, the information was not correct. And then when he got the tax clearance certificate, the tax clearance certificate could not suffice, could not, that tax clearance, he got it, but it could not it cannot give him that backing for that contract because there was an information that went wrong during the process. So one thing is that your revenue figures, it will give the third party that want to give you a loan, it will give them a morale that, oh, so you are making this kind of sale, we need to support you. They've seen your journey so far because of your numbers. Maybe on a yearly basis they saw that your revenue was growing, it was growing, it was growing, it was growing. So they will also they'll be interested to finance that kind of business because they saw that there is a growth factor in that business. You understand? Even if they analyze that report of that your yearly sales, they would you will grow more this year because that has been your nature. But in an instance that maybe now they saw your revenue grow and they now saw your every year your profit, your business is always in loss, your business is always in loss, that means that you are spending more than you are earning. You understand? They were like, oh, we will not be able to give you fund because they knew that you would not be able to pay back when the time to pay because they saw that their business is not making profit. So it is the trend in your business, the trend of the growth, the trend of your balance sheet, the trend of your cash flow that will they will be looking at that trend, and that is what will make them to be willing or not willing to partner with that business. So it is better to keep your record. And sometimes sometimes some people's record are missing. Maybe because they've done the transaction in their personal account. The transaction you did in your personal account, and when someone is trying to prepare your books, it will not be in your corporate account. We might not know that something happened in your personal account, because you are, and some people will want to, because of self interest, they're like, okay, this money is much, do it in my personal account. It will not make your business grow. That is why we're saying do everything in your business account. Reflect all that happened in your business. Pay yourself. Those things will have an effect. When you want to get facility, it will give them, it will let them know the view of your true picture of this is who you are. When some things are missing in your bank statement, that has not it has not portrayed your true picture. They will like, oh, they will like, it is what they see there that they will analyze, and that is what they will use in rating you. So you should keep over books of accounts in the proper way. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So from what I'm hearing, before you even begin to go and approach anybody to borrow you any money, you also need to do a self-assessment. If you are not already making profits, and as in if you are not able to show year on year that your business is growing from one level to the
Mhm.
other, you are probably not yet ready to approach
Mhm.
the banks or other investors for inflow. Is that what I'm hearing
Yeah.
correctly? Am I hearing correctly? All right, thank you very much for that. Then you also said that we should pay ourselves. But how do I pay
Yeah.
myself when the business is not making profit? What would be the
Okay.
basis of paying myself in that case? And would that
Okay.
not also be bidding
Okay.
somehow
If your business
somebody?
is not making profit,
Yeah.
then you might not pay yourself. You might not pay yourself, and then you might need to do more for that business to grow. Because it is part of your revenue, it is part of your profit that you use in paying yourself. And if you
Mm,
are not making profit, if you decided to pay yourself even on paper, you can pay yourself on paper, it's your business will always be in deficit because it will always show on your balance sheet that we are owing somebody, which is you. We are owing. That is because you are not your business is not doing well. So
mm,
until your business is doing well, you understand, that is when you can really come to that level that you are paying yourself. So that means that until your business is not struggling, that is when you will be paid. But when your business is struggling, you also will have to struggle with the business,
mm,
because you will not be able to pay yourself. You will not be able to get to nurture yourself But when your business is doing well, you can put in more of your best, pay yourself, put in more of your best. So invariably, the the business owner would need to do more, would need to do more. So actually, let's say you are working in a business, you are maybe as an employee, and then you are not doing well, you are not doing well. At a point, your employer
I can't hear you anymore. Hello? While we are waiting for her to come back, so what I'm hearing her say is that if you are not making profit as a business, you are not yet qualified, you haven't earned the right to be paid, if I understand correctly.
might
And
tell them that
so,
you're not doing your job, or you will not pay so that your business can grow.
mm-hmm. No, she came back for a bit. So it sounds like what she was saying is what I'm saying, which is that if your business is not growing, you haven't earned the right to be paid,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much for that. So that's a wake up call for you to do more in your business so that you can earn enough profit to pay yourself, right? So I'm
Yeah.
going to lump my last three questions together because they are all related to the taxes. So
Okay.
I'll ask the first question. I'm based outside the country and I'm running a business in Nigeria. How do I keep my records and sort out taxes? So that's question one. Question
Okay.
two, which other taxes should I, as a business owner who is making a revenue of between 1 to 100 million naira, apart from the CIT that we've got a waiver on, which other taxes are we supposed to pay? Then finally, I would like to hear your thoughts overall on the new tax law in Nigeria. There's been a lot of outcry against this, and people have said that it's not considering to be considerate of the common man. I would like to hear your thoughts as a finance professional regarding
Uh,
the for business owners as well as for the personal ones. And then please, I would like you to highlight what are people that earn between 1 naira to 100 million naira supposed to do? Is it just file your returns, or what are the expectations? Thank you. So I
okay.
hope you got my three in one
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Yeah. If you are based in abroad and your business, you are making your business, you are making sales in Nigeria, it's I will firstly ask you that, is your business registered in Nigeria? So if your business is registered in Nigeria, as a business owner, you will have to determine, is your business registered as a business name, or your company is registered as a limited liability company. So if your business is registered as a business name, you are going to pay your taxes to your state inland revenue, the state inland revenue where your business is registered. So you that you are based in abroad, maybe when you were still in Nigeria, you registered your business as a business name in maybe let's say Ikeja. So you are going to pay you are going to pay Lagos Inland Revenue Service, LIRS, because you are based in Lagos. You are going to pay your taxes to Lagos Inland Revenue Service. And you should know that as a business name owner, you are entitled to pay your tax to your state inland revenue service. If you are living in Abuja, you should pay your business tax as a business name owner to Abuja Inland Revenue Service. You understand? If you are based in Ogun State, if you register in Ogun State rather, you will pay to Ogun Inland Revenue Service. So according to the state where your business is registered as a business name, you pay your taxes to it. And a business name owner is seen as a is you is seen as a person. So your taxes that you are paying to your inland revenue service is based on your taxes as a person. So you can either pay it as a payee like the taxes that is paid on employees' salary, or you can pay it based on self-assessment, like as a business owner, entrepreneur. So for you to pay as a business owner, you will be paying to LRS, state inland revenue of your state. But if you are a limited liability company, you will be paying your taxes to your company contacts to Federal Inland Revenue Service, now Nigerian Revenue Service. And
I can't hear you. And this one, I can't chip
sorry,
in because, okay, please go on. Please
sorry.
go on.
For you that
Go
you
on.
are doing business, that you are based abroad and you are doing business with a limited liability name, you are going to be paying your taxes as a limited liability company to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, former Federal Inland Revenue Service, that is Nigeria Revenue Service. You are going to pay your VAT. But there is an exception for you, because what happened was that they were, based on the new tax law, I'm now diving somehow into the second question. For as a new tax law, with the new tax law, you are exempted if you have your business as a limited liability company with revenue within 1 to 100 million. You are not expected to charge VAT. You understand? You are not expected to charge your client, your customer, VAT, and you are also not expected to pay VAT, that is value added tax, on the goods you procure or on the sales you make. You will not charge on the sales you make, and you will not be charged on the goods you procure as a limited liability company. But you have the obligation to file your VAT returns every month. You file, even if you are not charging VAT, as a limited liability company, you should file a new return on a monthly basis. You have 21 days grace to pay. For instance now, we are in April. For you to file, you can file your March VAT returns within April 1st and April 21st. You have that window to file your VAT. But and some people, they still charge VAT. If you charge VAT, if that is value added tax, you should remit the value added tax yet to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, that is Nigeria, now Nigeria Revenue Service. So as a business person, a salary earner, you will pay your PAYE on a monthly basis, and you should pay that within the first day of the next month. That is, for you to pay your PAYE for March, you have a window of 10 days, that is April 1st to April 10th. So that is when you should pay. So a business name owner, or let me say an entrepreneur who registered as a business name, you have your obligation to pay your tax to Lagos Inland Revenue Service. But whoever is charging VAT, either you are a business name owner or a limited liability company, your VAT, value added tax, is paid to the federal government. VAT is for federal government. Company income tax is for federal government. The PAYE is for state government. Income on business for business name owner is for state inland revenue services as well. So it it's really, the new tax law actually is a bit considerate, because it's somehow progressive in nature, because it's looking at the more you earn, the more taxes you pay. You understand? The more you earn, the more taxes you pay. If someone is earning you are earning a minimum of 1 million naira in a year. Annual income is 1 million naira, not monthly. Annual income is 1 million naira. You might not even be paying any taxes, because there might still be allowances, allowances out of that 100 1 million naira that will be given to you.
because maybe there's allowance for maybe pension, there's rent relief that will be granted you. You might not even be paying something big. But where your salary, there is the new tax schedule. The new tax schedule for the new tax is, it shows that we have a progressive tax band now. It's progressive in nature. For instance, now, if you are earning 800,000 naira annual income, we are not talking about monthly. Everything is actually based on annual, because when we get the annual, then we will divide it into 12. Then that is when we can now say this is what we'll be paying on a monthly basis. So if you are earning maybe 800,000, within 800,000 and 1 million naira annual income, you'll be paying a tax rate of 0%. So but if you are earning maybe 3 million naira, you will be paying, your tax rate will be within 15%. You understand? So though it has a calculator used. So if you are earning like 9 million naira on an annual basis, you'll be paying like 18%. So if your income is around 13 million naira, your tax rate will be like, you'll be within the tax band of 21%. You see that it's progressive. As your income progresses, the tax rate progresses. If you are earning like 25 million annual income, you'll be paying around 23%. So if you are earning above 50 million on an annual basis, you will be paying 25% of your income as tax. So it's the new tax rate is progressive. So it's actually considering the lower income earners. It's giving them a more cushion, a more comfortable tax rate. But the higher you earn, the higher you pay. So the new tax law is actually good enough, because it's taking consideration of businesses. It's taking businesses into consideration by exempting them from company income tax. Now that, unlike before, when it was 25 million, if your revenue is 25 million, you pay tax. Now if a business is making a revenue of a small business owner, if you are making a revenue of 50 million, you will still not pay tax, company income tax, but you will be paying PAYE, you will be paying VAT. If you charge VAT, you will remit VAT. You understand? And that VAT also, they have a way of refunding you back, in part of the our accounting workout. When you procure and they charge you VAT, maybe you procure a goods worth 100,000 naira and they charge you VAT, so you paid like 7,500 as VAT. So maybe now when you now sold that goods, you sold it for 150,000 naira. You charge your customer VAT on that 150,000 naira. That's 13,500. So if you want to remit that VAT to government, that 7,500 that you have already paid when you were acquiring that item, you can actually take it from that 13,000 that you collected from your customer and pay the difference to government. So there is some consensus, and the new tax law is okay. It's okay for business growth. Thank you.
Thank you so much for breaking down these tax things. It's like we will bring you back to just discuss tax by itself, just as a total topic. But thank you so
Okay.
much for your time. Thank you. I don't know if you would have any final words for us as we bring this to a close, but I would just like to say thank you very much.
Okay. One final word I will say to SMEs is that SMEs, you are the lifeblood of the nation. So what you are doing at that corner of your house, it's having a great impact on the economy. You do not know that. So keep doing what you're doing, keep pushing, be encouraged, be encouraged. Your business will grow. I have confidence in that. you know, just keep doing what you're doing and have a touch of excellence in everything you do. It's just a matter of time. You have many things, you have many factors that the government is putting in place that you can take advantage of, and that business will grow and become a bigger one very soon. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I look forward. I would like to thank you for your time. Have a good holiday. And I look forward to bringing you back. Oh, by the way, Mary is also one of the match babies, although she entered into April for the session. The last session, I was saying that the person I had on called Shitu is my birthday mate. So I was saying that
Wow.
we are both match babies, that maybe it was just apt for him to come. Mary is our International Women's Day woman, so
Yes.
it doesn't matter which year it is. Her birthday is International Women's Day. And thank you very much. We do appreciate you. Thank you very
It's a
much for
pleasure.
coming. Thank you.
Thank
And
you
we look
so.
forward to our next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Have a great holiday. Bye.